Hello. Bannange, abafiirwa, abakungubazi, twesabire. Ffe tukyali ku nsi. Naye kye mbasaba, omukulu ono yangenzeeko muganda wange ow'erinnya nga tewange. Bwe nali ku yunivasite eri eddalu ng'oli mu komera nti ffe tukiyita yunivasite eddalu, bwe bandeetera omukulu gwe ngenda okwogera naye psychiatric okumanya nti nno bante nga ndi mulamu oba nga bwe yajja yambuuza ebibuuzo bibiri, oyagala ki ku nsi? Ne mugamba neeyagala. Nga sheeka omukulu ayogedde ne mukulu Nasa taata wange, kuba muyita taata wange kuba oyo omukulu Nasa amanyi kitange, ne kitange yasulako ewa Nasa ng'azimba. Naye bwe namuddamu nti wadde Hassan kati owokubiri yenza Hassan the second ne Hassan the first, omuzikiti gwe Fitiya owiya ali wali, omwami oyo yaleeta emikeeka gy'omuzikiti egiva e London emipya n'agisaddaakira abantu abo. Omwami oyo yambeererawo nga nina oluyombo n'omukyalo wange wa maama w'abaana ow'erinkibe mu bya soso n'ampabula nga era omukulu bwe yasosinaga yakola musoso nangakino nakino nakino. Kati abantu nga bwe mumanyi nti bwe baalanga nti afudde, abasinga balooza nti Hassan omulalu yagudde. Naye erinnya eryo kkulu ate nga buge ate abagenti sulumba busulumbi. Irene kuma tetugenda kwera, ekyo kyokka kye ngamba abantu, kubanga ffe ng'abasiraamu tukkiriza nti buli abadde ku ntaana awo ng'alaba munne ng'agenda akubiddwamu enkukwe n'agamba nti singa mbadde naye weebuuze gwali awo mwogenda olese eki opaakinze ne Hassan teyapaaki. Kati paaki maliriza nga ngamba inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi rajiun. Salaamu alaykum.
Thanks very much, Mr. Moody and Hassan. That was a very inspiring piece of a few words. There was another scheduled speaker who may have entered, Mr. Amate. Oh, Mr. Amate.
My name is George Amate, and I come from Ghana. And I'm a Ghanaian. I met Mr. KABUYE as far back as 1989. And although we come from different parts of Africa, but I felt within me that I've met my brother. Well, since then, he has been an inspiration to me personally. As we become friends and we have been going about things, just meeting and talking, I found out he's a very, very humble man, and above all, he has a self-respect, something which I learned from him. Over the years, we have been meeting time on and time off. But any time we meet, I learn a new thing. In spite of all what he has with him, or all the experience, I keep on observing him. I found that this man, in spite of what he has, very humble. And then he respects himself and respects you, irrespective of what you are. This keep on inspiring me. And then he gave me some advice, personal advice. Once you come to Sweden, you have a lot of things with you. Sometimes you keep on developing, sometimes you just stand there. But as I see him and I look at him, and I even listen to him, I also get that inspiration. Then I said, no, I don't have to stay where I am. He keep on giving me experiences that he has been going through, things that you can do. And I did a lot. Thanks for his inspiration. If I'll stay here to tell you all that we have gone through, all that we've had, the wonderful time, I don't know. We will be staying here tomorrow because we had a lot of time. Sometimes I just call him and just discuss things, and he gives me a lot of advice. My children call me HASSAN. And the last time I saw him, I didn't know that he even worked at just where I live, just a stone throw from where I live. Anytime my children come and say, today we met HASSAN. Oh, HASSAN came here and he didn't come to our house. It was then I got to know that he was just working a stone throw for us. I met him again. Oh, we had a lot of chat, but it means I know his workload. He has been personally an inspiration for me, and through his advice, and also looking at him and thinking of the respect he gives to himself, I emulated that one, and that friendship has kept on to this day. The day that I heard that he was gone, I was shocked. I told my children about him, and they didn't believe it. I said, oh, we used to see him here. Yes. So he has been an inspiration for me, and he has been an example. He also advised me, and with his advice, I did a lot of things, and that has brought me where I am today. I'm going to miss him, and I miss him very much. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Now all the scheduled speakers are done, except TFP. I expect just before the serving, I will introduce to you the different, the committee, the streams that have gone into getting this together. Then we'll serve food. HASSAN in the biography. The last part of the biography was his active, what we would call civil society engagement, and what we call ideal forening. TFP is an ideal forening in Swedish. That is a civil society organization. In some places they call it NGO, like in the US or something. But this really a group of ordinary citizens getting together with a certain common goal or agenda, and interested in getting certain outcomes. So we were a group of young professionals who were here in Sweden that time, about 20 years ago. So we were looking for work, we were studying, we were doing all types of engagements that every other person does when he comes to a new country, trying to look for jobs, trying to self-actualize oneself, advancing in life. So it so happened that we all met in one of the Ugandan get-togethers, and as we were conversing, we decided that let's create an organization where we can share ideas, inform each other so that we achieve at least outcomes in jobs, in business, in leisure, so that since we have a common sort of background, we could enhance ourselves, our lives, and make it better. It so happened that most of us at that time had studied in the former Soviet Union, which broke down to its 16 constituent republics today, and even some are going to war with each other. And so when we formed this organization, it was more of a coincidence than anything. But we are people of different trades and disciplines. We had lawyers like Dr. HASSAN, KABUYE, some of us were engineers, some were others, so many trades. So then the families, we all sort of coalesced and got together and decided to form this civil society organization. That time, Mr. KABUYE was not in Stockholm. He was in the town of our city of Västerås. So what happened? When he came from Västerås, it was only natural that he associated with us and he became a member of TFP. The name TFP is almost self-explanatory because it has two words, together and progress. Then the conjuncting word there is for. So we were all people who felt that in order to progress, we had to work together, so tap into each other's synergies and so on. So Mr. KABUYE got very much enthused of this idea because, as has already been said here, in Västerås he was very active in this civil society type of organizations. So it was just like, say, pulling a fish out of a pond into a sea of fresh water. So what were we doing here? We were exploring business opportunities, getting to the different actors in the Swedish ecosystem in terms of industry, in terms of science, technology, agriculture, to try and see where we could cooperate with them and only work. So during the summers and all the, what we would call festive seasons, etc., one of the main sort of pillars of the organization is that we get together, we have leisure, we celebrate these occasions in a healthy fashion, so that this would foster a sense of belonging, togetherness, so that we felt together in the group at the same time as we felt part of a bigger whole within the Swedish society. So Mr. HASSAN KABUYE was very much an actor in this association or group of ours. On a very sad note, talking about the celebration of moments of joy, sadness, glory, or high times or low times, just before Christmas, we normally have a get-together which conflates four festivities together. That's Lucia, Christmas, and New Year. And so we sat down at a restaurant in Skanstull and had a dinner. That was on the 4th of December. My wife was sitting next to HASSAN KABUYE. I was sitting next to Mr. Mkanji on the other side, and we were talking and having quite a good time. And we were even joking about the current, the pandemic which has just been declared no pandemic in Sweden. And we left and went home after a very hearty meal. Little did we know that that was the last time we would meet, because hardly 7 days after that meeting did we get the sad news from Irene Gertrude that KABUYE was lying in the hospital. So that is how the world can sometimes be cruel. Sudden twists of fate, completely unforeseen. However, in all this, as we have listened to all the speeches since the burial and all the speeches that have been made here, there is something that we have learned about the unpredictability of life, and to learn to enjoy, to embrace it, and accept it as it goes. Although we all go through this cycle of sort of suffering when you lose a loved one, it takes time. So getting a closure is a process, and a funeral ceremony is just but one of the building blocks in getting closure. So it's only natural, it's healthy. So as TFP, we have had quite a very good, I would call brotherhood and sisterhood. And we are going to lose a very resourceful person, a friend, a brother. And of course, irreplaceable. Every person has a special place in life. And we just have to learn to continue without him. So that is from the TFP perspective. I don't know what my chairman would have said, but I think he would have definitely concurred with what I have said. So you are all welcome to celebrate his life, although I know it's difficult. So that is from TFP. And now, an announcement. Information reaching me is that we are going to have dinner. When I was told it was 15 minutes, by now it has maybe reduced to 10 minutes or 8. So in about 6 minutes, we shall be having dinner. And then, of course, as Gertrude Irene said, later we shall be having the cake. Then there is also one thing. Those of you who would have wished to say a word but did not get the chance, or because you are not scheduled, lose no hope. There is still a chance if you want to say something. We shall serve the dinner. We'll eat. As we are eating, after we have eaten, you can always say something. Just contact one of us, Mr. Seru here or me, and then we'll jot down your name, and then we'll give you a chance to say a word. One thing about the organizational side of it.
In a time of darkness and greed, it is your light that we need. You came to teach us how to live. Muhammad, Ya Rasulallah, you were so caring and kind. Your soul was full of light. Of mankind, Muhammad, khayru khalqillah, sallu ala rasulillah, habib al-Mustafa, peace be upon the messenger, the chosen one. From luxury turned away, and all night you Muhammad, Ya Rasulallah. Your face was brighter than the sun, your beauty equal by none. You are Allah's chosen one, Muhammad, khayru khalqillah.
We have been sitting here for the last 5 hours. Of course, some of you were already up by 6:37, were out to Hodinge, so it's been a long day. But we are coming to almost the end of the main activities. So I would like to introduce to you the committees, the streams which have been responsible for getting this act together. So if there are people outside there, so that they are aware that we are soon closing down. So, these activities were streamlined in 4 different, I would call it, departments. The first department was the one responsible for the main activity of the burial. And this one was handled by the Begravnings Bureau of Thomas Stavem. He is not here, but he was in the morning at the site. That's the Swedish gentleman who organized that, the processes at the Strandkyrkogården. Then our brothers, Mr. Elias Kisitu, then Mr. Nasser Ruyombia, here, then Mr. Seruvu. So these were the key people who organized the burial process at Strandkyrkogården. Together, they produced that wonderful, solemn, but very decent send-off that we had at Strandkyrkogården. Thanks very much, committee, for that stream, for the work well done. It was fantastic. Thanks very much. Give them a clap. Thank you. The second stream was a very important stream. We have been eating, drinking, snacks, etc. It was the reception stream at these premises here. It consisted of the biggest number of members. This stream had the following members: Serena, Gloria, Emma, Rose, Irene, Florence, Harriet, Olivia Nankia, Ruth, Aisha, Queen, Martha, Sarah, and Juliet. You produced wonderful results. The evidence is on the tables here. Fantastic. Thanks for a job well done. Thanks very much. The other stream was the stream that were put together, the speech part of it in the premises here and in the locale here to coordinate so that we have a smooth and coordinated timing and sequencing of events. This was handled by Mr. Seruvu, Mr. Elias Kisitu, and me, Mr. Siu Paul. Thanks very much for the work well done. Then the fourth stream, a very important one, who have been responsible for the communication, for the pamphleting, for the photography, for the videography, for the live streaming. A very competent team, I must say. This one consisted of Mr. William Kabugo, Gids, and then I was part of it too. Thanks very much for a very competent piece of job done. The results speak for themselves. You managed to bring Uganda here, and we managed to be in Uganda. So they definitely felt part of the ceremony and the process. Thank you once again. So, ladies and gentlemen, those were the 4 streams that were necessary to put the packet together. We coordinated all this through Zoom conferencing and the video and the teleconferencing. So despite the fact that we had COVID issues and restrictions of physical meeting, we managed to virtually pull this off together. So thanks once again, and a thank to the modern tools of working. So despite the fact that we had restrictions and problems of this nature, we still could pull this off. Last but not least, I would like to thank all the 4 different streams for coordinating and working in symphony like a choir and produce this music that we are witnessing here. All this was centrally orchestrated by me. I took on that role on a request of Irene. Oh, Gertrude. Thanks very much. I see my colleagues laughing. But thanks very much for playing together and producing the wonderful results that we have seen here. We have sent our brother well. He is going to fare well, and it was decent and worthy. So right now, what will be happening is the dessert that is being given out. You are free to drink the drinks, interact among you, reminisce, and also solemnly conclude the day. And we eventually have closure, a worthy closure that our brother, friend, husband, Dr. HASSAN KABUYE deserves. Thanks very much from the committee and on my behalf for an evening well executed, and thanks very much for participating. I did not receive any requests for what we call spontaneous speak, and so with this, I would like to put the work of the committee in what I would call a conclusive state. And thanks once again for having been present and gracing this occasion. Bye-bye. Thanks to you. Seruga, are you part of the committee? Smile. Thanks. Kabugo, come. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name's Godfrey Seru, standing here before the camera on behalf of the organizing committee and on behalf of the Ugandan community, Stockholm, Sweden branch. We are here to celebrate the life of Dr. HASSAN KABUYE, who left us, passed on, and left a legacy here in Stockholm branch, Stockholm, Sweden. We thank the family that entrusted us as a committee to try and organize this befitting ceremony. Today, on the 18th of February 2022, we rested him in the cemetery in the suburbs of Tiriso, which is called Strand Shiriko Garden. And right here now, we are in a locale which is called the Kandal Centrum, where we are having a celebration of his life with the family. We thank each and everybody that has contributed tremendously, financially, or supporting in kind, everything that you have given us. And we thank each and everybody for carrying on the legacy from Uganda that we carried with us, that wherever we hear an alarm of sorrow, we come together and console and support the family with everything that we can. With that, we celebrate the life of those who leave us on this earth. I thank very much the committee that I have worked with. I thank very much those who have organized the food. I thank very much those who have helped us in each way that they have tried. We thank the Ugandan community for always supporting wherever they feel that they have to. Thanks so much also the gentleman behind the camera that have worked tirelessly, Eric, to see that everything is well documented. And we say that the life of Dr. HASSAN KABUYE lives on with his children and his family. We thank also the family in Uganda that have been with us on the Zoom, or the technique that have been in place. We thank each and everybody. We can't say that we are ending the celebrations of Mr. KABUYE, but Mr. KABUYE or Dr. KABUYE will live within us in each and every way that everyone feels. Thanks so much. I still remain Godfrey Seru. Thanks so much.
Every time you feel like you cannot go on, you feel so lost and that you're so alone. All you see is night and darkness all around. You feel so helpless, you can't see which way to go. Don't despair and never lose hope, 'cause
at visiting hours, so I could just show up and bring the news that she's getting older. And I wish that you met her. The things that you learned from me, I got them all from you. Can I just stay a while and we'll put all the world to rights? The little ones will grow and I'll still drink your favorite wine. And soon they're going to close, but I'll see you and much has changed since you've been away. I wish that heaven had visiting hours, so I could just swing by and ask your advice. What would you do in my situation? I haven't a clue how I'd even raise them. What would you do? 'Cause you always do what's right. We just took a while until my worries disappear. I'll tell you that I'm scared of turning out a failure. You'd say, remember that the answer's in the letter we create. So much has changed since you've been away.
Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Show me there's nothing fake to me now.
like you did sometimes, seeing eyes of mine. Love, 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 I wanna be strong, strong. We're doing wrong, 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 but I'll try to fix it. Love, 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 I wanna be strong, strong. We're doing wrong, 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 but I'll change it, change it. Trees inside of me. In this desert I can look at you with love, seeing all that I can learn. Can you stay and I will grow, grow the hanging gardens of Babylon. Love, 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 I wanna be strong, strong, strong. We're doing wrong, 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 but I'll fix it, fix it. Love, love, strong, strong, strong. We're doing wrong, 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 but we'll change it, change it. I would like to tell you my mystery. I would like to go with you into the street. Please don't deny your love makes me feel alive. Love, 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 I wanna be strong, strong, strong. We're doing wrong, 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 but I'll fix it, fix it. Love, 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 I wanna be strong, strong, strong. We're doing wrong, 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 but I'll try to change it. I wanna be loved by you. Loved by you. Loved by you.
Well, indeed, Mama is a real representation of God. Oh, we love you, Mama. We respect you, Mama. We love you, Mama. We love you, Mama. If you have a mother, hands up for your mother. Hands up for your mother. Hands up for your mother. Alright, sawa kumina bili unakusema kida mkuntwala kuna sabe. Na kuna banga ngotunda bukabala kalane tumbuta kuya. My mama used to be a sweet time spender, but one thing is never to surrender. Now she made it, everybody wonder. She made it wrong, the father and mother. She never came out, she dignity, my mother. The yandigiri zakatona, yeah, my mother. Nabuka buri chemu tendi, my mother. Everything you say about me is from my mother. Superwoman. Every little thing I go with to you. Superwoman. My mama, I love you, mama. Superwoman. My mama, oh, uliche sobeza tona na makanyanga kwe. Ewe na lwalanga bansuliranga kwe. Bokusoma kona kona kwatululiranga kwe. Dokusula nokuya na nobiriniride kwe. Wabanga mone wasomerwanga. Nono mama singa wakangabanga. Omukama eyatusasiranga. Twanyikire kukola tetwapa wanga. Amamu balwanyi kwesanga mundu menye. Tewalikire mangandi nawe mami. Walai, kwesanga mundu menye. Nkwagaliza na mirembe yona yoni. Superwoman. Every little thing I owe it to you. Superwoman. My mama, I love you, mama. Mama is a great representation of God. Oh, big up to Mama, respect to Mama. If you're my mother, hands up for your mother. Alright, sawa kumi na mbili buliruna kutewa keda mkokukola kuna sabe school. Na kuna banga kutunda bukabalanga netumbuta kule chokuya. Mama used to be a street side vendor, but the thing she teach me is never to surrender. How she made it, everybody wonder. She played the role of father and mother. She never said how she did me to my mother. Hey, you think it is like a joke, I am my mother. Na buka muni chemo jendi mama my mother. Everything you see about me is from my mother. Respect to Mama. If you have a mother, hands up for your mother. Hands up for your mother. Hands up for your mother. Sawa kumi na mbili buliruna kutewa keda mkokukola kuna sabe school. Na kuna banga kutunda bukabalanga netumbuta kule chokuya. Mama, you used to be a street side vendor, but one thing you teach me is never to surrender. How you made it? I also wonder. You played the role of father and mother. Anyway, Mama mubara ikwesika nga mundu menye. Yewali chile manga nina we mami. Wabai, kwesika nga mundu menye. Kwa chita na mirembe yona yoni mami. Superwoman, I love you mama, agalanyo mama. Superwoman, Nesim, Lepan Production. Superwoman, I love you mama, agalanyo mama. Body music, body music. She's a superwoman. Every little thing I owe it to you. Superwoman. My mama, I love you mama. She's a superwoman. Ulichena buka kubanga. Superwoman. Nesim the production.
This is from Gilbert. Mama, mulungi bwati. Mama, mukama kukume. Mbaddewo emyaka mingi nga nina gwe ntunuulira. Kye twava mu bwavu mu nnaku nga banja batusekerera. Naguma nanjola kaninga kabiri tike kamu. Baseka ne baseka obuzina nakungiza alime. Mubiseera ebyo ebitali byangu ebyentalo ebizibu. Ng'oluusi zivuga mu mitala naye tewasuula ngozi. N'ebindi bingi niwakola mbeewo sibyogera. Bamaama bangi abali eyo naye asinga ggwe. Era nze bwe nkwagala bwe nakwagala era ndikwagala paka paka. Nabulo ne bw'okaddiwa otyo obulungi bw'obukunze. Ne bw'oliba ogenzeewa ndisigala ndi naawe. Maama wange simanyi na kye ndikola omanye nga bwe nkwagala. Nabulo ne bw'okaddiwa otyo obulungi bw'obukunze. Ne bw'oliba ogenzeewa ndisigala ndi naawe. Maama wange simanyi na kye ndikola omanye nga bwe nkwagala. Mutima gwange gwe yabeerawo omulungi omulenzi wo omubweti walera n'oweerera tewakoma ebenzadde n'olera yali afudde era buli omu aweddemu essuubi ebyo bye ŋŋamba bye saagala nakwogerako binkaabya nze Bukenya kyendi ebitibwa mwe